Today we'll be going over the top 10 do's for getting tattoos. Next one to the end, I'm going to give you a special tip that you don't want to miss. Before we get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget that little bell button. So that way, when I post, you'll know. First things first, do your research. Doing your research is very, very important. You need to know what you're getting, where you're going, and who's going to do it. If you're getting a realism tattoo, you don't want to go to somebody who does a lot of cartoons. If you want a Japanese piece, don't go to somebody who does portraits. Also, part of doing your research, make sure you know to save up. Save up your money. You invest into your body, and this is something that you have for the rest of your life. So make sure you're prepared to cover whatever it costs. Know who you want to go to. When you make up your mind who you're going to go to, save up. It's one of the best investments you can make, and it's always going to be with you. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to speak up. If you see something that you don't like, or you want to change something, or something's a little off, or even if you want to move it up a little bit, don't be afraid to let your artist know. When I got my first tattoo, it wasn't really what I wanted, but I was so excited to get tattooed, I was like, fuck it, go ahead and do it. And now I'm looking at it like, it's straight, but it ain't what I wanted. So make sure you're not afraid to speak up. Make sure you let your artist know, like, this is what I want. Make sure you know what you want. So that way when you go in there, you can make it clear to the artist. Of course, you want to give them room to do their artistic thing, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they're still getting your vision. You want to make sure that it's placed right. You want to make sure that it's what you want. Because once it's done, it's nothing they can do about it. Tip number 3, have a plan for what you're getting. And what I mean by that is this. Know if you're getting a sleeve or if you plan on getting a sleeve in the near future. If you plan on getting a sleeve, don't get something in the middle of your arm right here. And then now you have to try to build around it. It's going to look crazy. That's something you should talk to your artist with. Let them know, like, okay, look, I want this, but I might possibly want this later on. So I got these pieces right here on my arm. But now if I want to connect it, it's going to be a lot harder to connect it. So keep that in mind when you're getting tattooed. Know if you want a sleeve later on down the line. If you get some in your chest, like let's say you want some rosary beads, but now I'm seeing you want a full chest piece. They're going to have to figure something out that's going to coexist with what's already there and still make it full. So you want to know when you go in, is this the only piece I want? And if you're not sure, either wait or sit down with your artist and come up with a plan so that way you can know what you're getting and what will be the plan later on down the line. It's a lot easier when I tattoo people when they're getting a sleeve and I know, okay, they want a sleeve. I can plan it differently. I can go about the process differently. So have a plan on what you're getting and make sure you communicate with your artist so they know your plan. Now this tip is very important. This is tip number 4. For wash your ass. This might seem like something that people should already know, but believe it or not, make sure, if this is you, you know I'm talking about you. If it ain't you, then your friend that you know don't wash their ass, let them know. Because when you go in there, you need to be clean. You need to shower the morning before. Make sure you're clean. You don't want to be in there musty because I've had an experience where I tattooed somebody and they didn't smell the best. I had them come back because for me to put someone on your body permanently and spend these hours with you, I have to be able to focus. And that's very important. 1, for cleanliness. 2, for it's rude. It's rude to be in somebody's face knowing that you stink. But even if you don't know, take a shower. Take a shower, put deodorant on, whatever it takes, make sure that you're clean. Make sure the area you're getting tattooed is clean. So make sure you take a shower beforehand. Now on to the 5th tip. Stay hydrated. And when I say stay hydrated, I mean inside and outside. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure that you're moisturizing the area of your body where you're going to be getting tattooed days prior. You don't want to go in there with a dry, flaky skin. Make sure you're putting lotion on at least 3 days before you're putting lotion in that area. Let that moisture get into the skin. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. So that way your skin is moisturized. Because when you're getting tattooed, you're going to be losing body fluid. So you want to keep your body moisturized And you want to keep yourself hydrated. That is very important for your tattoo process. Even while you're getting tattooed, make sure you stay hydrated. Tip number 6, be mentally prepared. Know that, okay, I'm finna go through this process. It's not gonna be easy, and I'm gonna get through it. If you're able to, bring a friend. Make sure you talk to your artist and make sure it's okay. Because sometimes just having that extra friend helps you along the way. Having that companion that you can talk to when you're not able to talk to the artist, or, things like that really keeps you in the zone where you're getting this tattoo. Having that comfort there gets you through a lot of that process. So being mentally prepared, knowing what you're getting yourself into, knowing that you can handle this. Make sure that your mind is sharp and clear. Tip number 7, make sure you're rested. You get enough sleep. That is very important. You don't want to be in there drowsy for a couple reasons. You don't want to fall asleep and now you're jumping, and now your artist is trying to tattoo you and you're jumping. Because a lot of y'all jump in y'all sleep. I have a lot of people fall asleep during sessions. Sometimes I leave people alone because they're still sleepers. But some people, they jump. So I have to wake them up and say, hey man, you gotta wake up. But you want to make sure you're rested, because if you're rested, your body is able to take that pain and go through that process a lot better. When you're tired and fatigued, your body is now fighting being tired and going through a whole new process of pain and endurance. And you're just sitting there or laying there in that same position for a long time, and that itself is tiring. So make sure you have enough rest and energy to get through a session. Tip number 8, wear appropriate clothing. If you know you're getting your arm tatted, or let's say you're getting your shoulder tatted, do not go in a tattoo shop with a bodysuit on or a long sleeve shirt. Make sure you wear something that's accessible. Make sure you wear something that's appropriate to what you're getting. And not just that, make sure you wear comfortable clothing, sweatpants, a loose t-shirt, clothes you don't mind messing up. Appropriate clothing also means clothes that you don't mind ink getting on. I know some of y'all like to dress fresh, but just tone it down a little bit here, because if that ink get on your clothes, it ain't coming out. One more thing to add to that, bring an extra pair of socks. Depending on how long your session is, if your feet sweat, sometimes just throwing on that extra pair of socks help. You can take the socks off, wipe some sweat off your feet, put the extra socks on. Even if you want to bring a scully, hands in your head helps keep your body temperature in check. So bringing these things will help you in that process of staying warm. Tip number 9, be still. When you're getting your tattoo, you can breathe, take deep breaths, but no sudden movements. Don't be sitting on your thing and you doing this, or you looking back all fast. I know you're probably gonna move. You might be on your phone, but make sure you're being still. No sudden movements. You should be acting like it's lasers around you, and you don't want to touch them. If you move as slow as possible, or just let your artist say, "Hey, can I grab this real quick? Hey, do you mind if I do this? Do you mind?" Because you don't want to move, because even though, let's say they're tattooing this arm, and you go do this, we can feel it. When we're doing a little line, we're going into a crease, we're going between this shade and this shading, we might only have this much room to get it right. Or it might be little details that separate this from that. And that little move can set it off. It might not be something that you notice, but as professionals, we care about that. And we want to make sure that we have the integrity throughout the whole tattoo to make sure that we're keeping all parts of your tattoo clean. So please be as still as possible for your artist and let them do the best work they can. Tip number 10, be sure your artist is using clean needles, supplies, gloves. Everything should be sanitary. Needles fresh out the pack, gloves, are they wiping stuff down? You want to make sure you don't want to get one of them old ass diseases like hepatitis C or something like that. A, B, C, like all the hepatitis. You want to make sure you don't get none of those. HIV, whatever the case may be, from dirty needles or people reusing needles. I've never really seen it happen for myself, but I know it happens. I've got some tattoos that probably should have been done a little bit better when I first started getting them, but we here now. And I know sanitation, a lot of artists know sanitation, and it's too easy to clean. So make sure you're doing your research. And one of the big parts of going to a clean artist is sometimes it's pricing. If somebody telling you $30 for a half sleeve, you and the person before you might be sharing the same needle. you're going to somebody that's legit. This is the special tip. Make sure you connect with your artist. That is a big thing. Talking to your artist, building a bond with your artist helps you get through the process. It lets them care more about what you're getting. When you know somebody, you talk to them, and now you know, okay, this person's not just here for a tattoo. I know this person. I know a little bit about them. I know what they might like, what they like to watch. Those things help. Because now when we're doing a tattoo, we have a connection with you. We care more. We already try to care as much as possible, but now we can say, oh, I can see when something's wrong. I can see, oh, hold on, they might not like this. Let me speak up and say, hey, you sure you like this? You sure this is the placement for you? So make sure you build a connection with your artist. Make sure you talk to them. Make sure that you sit down with them and, you know, if they like to talk, talk to them. If they don't like to talk, you know, don't be so talkative. But make sure you're connecting with your artist. Make sure that y'all on the same page. Make sure y'all building that bond, especially if you're going to be spending multiple sessions together. These are all the tips that will help you have the best tattoo experience possible. If there's anything you think I missed, go ahead and comment down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And stay tuned next week for another video. Tojo.